Hey everybody! Okay, I'm back today with Natalie for our series 80/20. Now, fortunately, I forgot we were going to do sketches for the next couple months, but so I didn't do a sketch I didn't use the sketch for my project, but I used these really old rub-ons. These would not stick. They weren't going to stick to anything. They wouldn't come off the acetate sheets. You know what I did? I went ahead and I put some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive along the entire back of this rub-on sheet. I kind of smooshed up the glue with my fingers, placed it onto my 4x8 sheet of cardstock, grabbed my Teflon bone folder to give it a little press down, and voila! Dried out expired rub-ons on a page in my traveler's notebook and ready to go. Set it aside and we can continue working on our spread. I'm going to be working in my Phipps Conservatory mini album today, and I'm going to be using a really old collection from my stash. This is Pink, Paisleys, Indigo, and Ivy. So I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of my previous videos, but this past weekend, I went scrapbooking with some of my girlfriends, and I did a huge purge of my room before I left, so I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and now I'm finding it way easier to find older lines in my room that I really want to use up, and so you're going to be seeing lots of older collections making their way into my scrapbooking because I can find them, I know where they are, and I want to get them used up and out of my room. I am going to go ahead and just trim off the edge. You saw me grab 2 6x6 pattern papers. I trimmed them down and I tore them a little bit, added them to the bottom. I've already kind of gone ahead and sized this white cardstock and the pattern paper to the size that I need it for my page in my mini album. So this it's a traveler's notebook sized mini album. It's the ring bound one. I've showed it on my channel a couple of times and made lots of pages, and it's almost finished. I'm using the puffy stickers that are part of this collection to go ahead and add my title, which is just going to be Calming Waterfall. And then on the other side of my spread, I have 2 photos of that waterfall that I took. It's an indoor waterfall, but it's so big. It's like big and beautiful, and I really loved it. I sat and actually recorded some of the water, like the sound of the water running over it. So I really definitely wanted to include that in my album. I'm using this little die cut piece to add my title, and I'm making sure to keep my title left oriented because I kind of want it to kind of go off the page on this, and I'm going to put it right down on top of those rub-ons. I did end up having to throw the other sheet of rub-ons away because they weren't going to work the way this sheet did, and they were both sheets from the rub-on pack were completely dried out. So note to self, I really should have remembered that rub-ons need used right away because they dry up and don't work. But I actually had completely forgotten that they were even in with this Indigo and Ivy collection. So I'm just going to scooch everything kind of over, make sure my letters and my titles are going to work. And then I can just trim off the edge of that to create the title for my page. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and add this die cut that says beautiful, and I'm going to let it kind of go off either edge of this page, so it's going to span the full 4x8 page, and I think you can read it and it looks so cute. I love how it just kind of fits in there almost perfectly. And then I went ahead and grabbed this gold foil phrase, and I'm just going to pop it up with some Big Mama foam tape and put it above the beautiful. I think and that's where we're going to complete this side, and then we can get to work on our left side of our spread that includes the photos. And then once it was in my album, I did add just a touch of washi, which I pretty much do for every page in this mini album. With the photos, it's going to come together super easy because I have 2 photos. It's going to take up most of the space on this page. So in addition to my 2 photos that I'm going to put in right now, I am going to grab 2 of the chipboard phrases, which were also from this Indigo and Ivy collection. And I'm just going to pop them. First of all, I was kind of hoping they were self-adhesive. They were not. And if they happened to be self-adhesive at some point, that adhesive has long since, Yep, because American Crafts. So we definitely probably would have had to add more adhesive either way. But I don't think that they were adhesive. Maybe though. I added 2 of those cute little chipboard sayings. And now I'm just looking for a couple of embellishments. I don't want anything too heavy. I don't mind words necessarily. I'm going to end up with this floral cluster, and then I think I end up with just a little gold foiled sticker for the upper left side. Don't have a ton of embellishments left with this collection, which is good because once I have used up all the embellishments, any leftover paper can go into my papers for kit making or things like that. So I only keep my collections together till I'm fairly out of embellishments, and then they can kind of be broken apart and used to make kits. So there is my second page all done. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of grab my tape runner, pop it into the left side, and we can call this one done. I hope you've gotten some tips and tricks on how you might be able to use some rub-ons. You could totally cut these apart and then glue them down. You wouldn't need to use the whole sheet like I did, but this worked really, really well, and I love how the spread turned out. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, and don't forget to go say hello to Natalie as well. Bye.